Other than her roles in Hocus Pocus and Sex and the City, it seems like Hollywood is closing the door, and as soon as her current roles disappear, we will no longer see her reappear in any films to come anytime soon. Hi, I'm Stacey Taylor, and today I'm breaking down the real reasons why Hollywood won't cast Sarah Jessica Parker anymore. So why do you think Sarah Jessica Parker is disappearing from the acting scene? And let us know in the comments below. Starting off our list today in the number 10 spot, we have Stolen from Set. You ever wonder why it's said that Sarah Jessica Parker has one of the best closets in the world? Well, it's probably because the star stole so much of the clothing, bags, shoes, and accessories from the set of Sex in the City. Sarah's stealing got so bad that now she has around 95% of the clothing she wore on the hit drama series stored in her closet. While Sarah isn't the only actor who's ever taken things from set, she probably has been the one to take the most expensive things from set, as a lot of her wardrobe was high-end designer clothing. Stealing the clothing also caused a lot of problems for the film crew, as when they went to go back and refilm some scenes, they would have to delay it because she had already brought in some of the articles that she was wearing home. So because of her stealing habits, she lost a lot of credit within the industry. Number 9. Kim Cattrall ripped. Gracing the cover of Variety's Power of Woman issue back in 2022, Kim would open up about the SATC revival for the very first time since it aired on HBO Max in 2021. With Kim playing Samantha Jones throughout the original show's 6 seasons and 2 movies, many found it disappointing that she was absent from the revival. But it wasn't really a surprise, considering we have all been following the messy feud between Kim and her co-stars for years now. With the alleged off-screen tensions being between Sarah and Kim, it's been long presumed that it's centered around money, with Sarah being paid significantly more than the other woman on the show, prompting Kim to negotiate a higher salary. However, it seems like their feud ended up causing Kim to close one door and start another chapter, as she was heartbroken over Sarah's toxic behavior on set and felt like she just didn't belong. Number 8. Only does projects with smaller budgets. Though most people have trouble when it comes to separating Sarah Jessica Parker from Carrie Bradshaw, the truth is, they're completely different people, as they live in very different lives. Even their personalities are different in many ways. With Carrie loving all the glitz and glamour, Sarah tends to be a little more down to earth, considering she likes to thrift and buy eco-friendly clothing. There's a huge difference between the two. Sarah once even revealed that she only likes doing acting projects that have a smaller budget, rather than working on huge movies and TV shows. But given her name and what she's worth, a lot of small budget movies or TV shows can't support her pay wage or a budget. On top of everything else, it seems like small budget movies these days are hard to come by, unless you count short films. When she has found those types of roles, she nearly misses out on them because she didn't want to dye her hair or sign to a long-term project. She just has a lot of trouble with it. Number 7. Chris Noth. With all the drama surrounding Chris Noth, a lot of people have had a lot of questions for Sarah Jessica Parker, considering she worked with the star on the set. Despite it being months since multiple women came forward to accuse Chris of misconduct, Sarah Jessica Parker would seem to be unprepared when it came to a field of questions on the subject. And when she was asked her reaction to the controversy as a producer, she would tell THR, "I don't even know if I'm ready to talk about it, but I don't think I wasn't reacting as a producer. I should have worked on this because it's just." And then she went on to note that since the allegations came forward, she hasn't spoken to him. But something was odd about her take, and it makes you wonder if she knew anything that was going on before it all happened. Otherwise, why would she act like she was a deer in headlights? Especially since the cast of SATC would come out to say shortly after their allegations, and they would say they were sad to hear about the allegations, and they supported the woman who had come forward to share their experiences, and noted that it must have been a difficult thing for these women to do. Number 6. LGBTQ Outrage. Back in 2019, Sarah Jessica Parker sparked a lot of outrage when she made a special mention of the LGBT veterans in her tribute to fallen soldiers on Memorial Day. After the actor was criticized for encouraging decisions and reinforcing stereotypes with her Instagram post, in the post she would say, "On this Memorial Day, it is an honor to remember all of our men, women, LGBT veterans who sacrificed, who face selflessly and with grace. You have our last lasting gratitude. Immediately, fans started to call out the star for being too politically correct by giving members of the military a special mention, with one saying, "Why can't it just be everyone that served? Are we so politically correct that we can't just honor old veterans?" And another fan would say, "Without singling out a certain group, I have a transgendered relative. Last thing he wants is to be singled out. His sexuality has nothing to do with service." Number 5, red carpet looks. We all know Sarah Jessica Parker is a fashion icon, but there's been times where we all had to look at the actor and say to ourselves, what the heck are you wearing? Now I get it, everybody's style is different, and we all have found this sort of comfort in certain things, and that's why we wear it, and why we shouldn't judge other people. But it's clear that Hollywood is judging Sarah based on her looks, as they feel like Carrie just doesn't fit her overall image any longer. With the star wearing whatever she wants, she usually doesn't tend to worry about if her clothing is matching, which causes a lot of Hollywood to seriously raise their eyebrows, as they have for a long time labeled her as a fashion icon, and when she pushes boundaries, they can't help but think, why was she casted into the position of Carrie Bradshaw to begin with? Even with all the scrutiny, the actor has chosen to call out her haters by saying, "Most of us try to make a choice that makes us feel good, or like ourselves, or appropriate for where we're going, or who we're going with. We don't walk up to each other and say things like, ugh, awful." Number 4, typecasted. We all laughed and cried when SATC came to an end. While we all rooted for Mr. Big despite his unfortunate ways, the show still managed to have a huge impact on us. And it seems like with Sarah Jessica Parker, she's found herself being typecasted as Carrie Bradshaw, as beside from her role in the new Hocus Pocus movie, she hasn't really been casted in anything else. And as she is, her characters are exactly like the character in SATC. With her having her first big role after SATC in the film The Family Stone, her character immediately took us back to an episode where Carrie got caught in the rain and squeals that infamous scream while running down the streets downtown in New York City in heels, as her character has all the same emotional hiccups. And within this type of character, it's becoming really outdated in the industry. It's been really hard for her to find roles in the industry, as now there are 1,000 people in Hollywood auditioning for the same types of roles, and now that she's a little older, she's finding herself being casted out by the younger actors coming up from beneath her. Number 3, through some major shade. The world could have almost been a different place, as there was a point Sarah was having doubt about her character on SATC. With the show making both Sarah and her character Carrie Bradshaw icons, they were both able to change the way modern audiences view some of the issues that were raised on the show. So it's pretty difficult to imagine that there was a time when Parker was seriously considering not accepting her role. However, her main doubts revolved around not wanting to do a TV series for a long term. But in the end, Darren Star wanted her to play Bradshaw, and she agreed to sign on. But that hasn't stopped her from shading her character and how she addressed it. And she's even gone on to note the major differences they both have and how she never would spend the way her character did on a daily basis. Number 2, gray hair. Sarah Jessica Parker has been facing scrutiny for years for having some gray hairs, especially after thousands of fans read an Allure article that detailed fans all about them. With the headline screaming, "Sarah Jessica Parker goes gray," images would soon go viral, and it became a month-to-month conversation about how brave Sarah was for embracing her own gray hair. To the point even Sarah is pleading with her fans to go applaud someone else who has courage on something else, especially since she hasn't even stopped coloring her hair in the grays everyone was pointing out, or just hair boning highlights that were bleached out from the sun. Coming in at number 1, we have Anya Taylor Joy. Anya Taylor Joy once got to live out every female's dream of meeting Sarah Jessica Parker and talking about her days on SATC. Unfortunately, the experience seemed more awkward than sweet, as the actress went into details about the bad experience when she made an appearance on the Drew Barrymore show. During the interview, Drew would tell the Queen's Gambit star, "As a girl, I'm totally in love with you. I heard you like raves, you like SATC, you're cool, you're fun. Age transcends, I just want to hang out with you and bring back dance parties." Drew then went on to ask Anya if it was true that she went up to Sarah Jessica Parker and was like, "I'm watching you in Big." Anya then cringed at the moment and said when she fangirled over the star, Sarah just freaked out and was a little uncomfortable and responded by saying, "Okay, I'm going back to my car now." It seems like Sarah was really not into spilling anything out to Anna because she was spilling out her whole bad breakup vibe, and she didn't really care to give her knowledge or telling her how she could get through it. Well, that's it for this video, my little peaches. Until the next one, remember to stay juicy.